Hi, everybody. It is actually March 16th today, and I am at my home. I am working here to try to get things ready for you for your digital learning time. I want to clarify a bunch of things before we get started. So, number one, digital learning days begin on Tuesday, March 17th, and we'll have digital learning days Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and then you go on your official spring break. No digital learning during spring break. It'll be your time just as if we were in school all the time right now anyway. But then we don't know what's going to happen over spring break. If all this coronavirus and COVID-19 stuff is going to calm down and we'll be back in school on Monday, March 30th. But I don't think so. But you should keep in contact with the school and find out what the plan is. If we are still doing digital learning days, you'll be back here on Monday, March 30th to do those digital learning days. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through some of the things that you need to know for digital learning days. First, if you go to the Schoology homepage, you'll see that there I have now made folders for every day for this week, digital learning days. And there's a couple things that you need to do. So when you go onto Schoology homepage and you see these folders, open up the folder for the day. And you'll see I have to still add this screencast to this folder, but that'll go in there eventually. You'll see that there will be 3 or 4 different things in the folder. First, always first in the folder will be this attendance form, which you need to fill out. So let's take a look at that attendance form so you know what it looks like. So every day you have to do this attendance form for all of your classes. Unfortunately, all of your teachers should have this on Schoology. So before noon on every day that we have digital learning, you have to check in with all of your classes and fill out this form. So here's where you put your first name, your last name, check whatever grade you're in, 10, 11, or 12. You're at East Campus. Put in the date. You can click on this and it'll take you to the calendar. So you'll click March 17th for that. And then what time it is that you're checking in, fill that in for each class. Here you can put R&R Honors, Research and Rhetoric Honors. Either one is fine. I think it's for me so that I can sort them. Here's my last name. You put done in there. And then find period 3, click that, check that, and then submit the form. And that's what you'll do every day. Okay, so let's go back to the folder. So that's the first thing that you do, fill out the attendance form. And then underneath this list of things to do for the day, there'll be a screencast, this screencast. So you're going to go ahead and watch the screencast. And then usually there'll be a Schoology assignment. And today we're going to be doing choosing values as our Schoology assignment. And then there's this reminder for you. If you need to contact me, that's my email address. Send it into school and I should be available to take any of your questions between 9 and 2 every day that we're out of school. So remember to check in to your classes by noon. I have to send in attendance by 2 p.m. So between noon and 2 p.m., I'll be checking to see who's gone on, and I'll mark your absence or your attendance in Skyward, which we use for official attendance. Okay, so now today we're going to talk about values. So you've all chosen your Lincoln Douglas debates. Just like when we did our cross-examination debates, the first thing that you have to determine is your value premise. So a value premise is the idea that justifies the whole case under a framework. And that framework supports the different contentions that follow it. So you have a value premise worksheet that I gave you that has the list of all the different values. So you want to choose 1 to 3 values that support your resolution. For the assignment, I'm asking you to choose 3 values. So let's take a look at this Lincoln Douglas debate resolution. So here's the resolution. The United States federal government should substantially increase social services for persons living in poverty in the United States. Okay, when we think about that the United States federal government should increase social services for persons living in poverty in the United States, we're going to take a look at that value premise handout that I gave you, and it's in the folder that I gave you. So we're deciding what values maybe support the idea that we increase social services. So I'm going to look at the very first one, civilization. Civilization could be a value that supports that, because if our society has reached a high level, a high measure of development, that means that we should be able to support those people in our society that needs it the most. So a high level of civilization means we can care for other people. Let's say that I want to do equality of condition. So a time when all people are treated the same and things are shared. So this is, if we live in a society where social services aren't offered for people who are living in poverty, then we don't have equality. There's not equality of opportunity or equality of condition. And therefore, we have to give some money to the government to support those people who need help. Okay. And then maybe I want to do quality of life, because the value of quality of life means that we are improving the quality of someone's life. And obviously, if we provide social services to people whose lives are less well off than our own, we are improving the quality of their lives. Okay, so those would be the three values that I might choose for that. The idea behind the value premise, though, then, is that each value premise that I choose should be connected to the contentions that I use later in my debate. So contention 1 maybe will be connected to value 1. And so when you're giving your debate, as you signpost your contentions, my first contention is that if we live in a society where we have developed to a point that we can start to provide help to other people, then America should be at that level. And then you can give examples of how America has been at that level. And then you can say that it's connected to the value of civilization. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so then you're going to use this list of values, and you're going to go back to our Lincoln, or our folder here, March 17th folder, and you see that in March 17th folder, due today at midnight, is your choosing values for your Lincoln Douglas debate worksheet. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to, you should have my documents up there, to this assignment. And this will look very familiar because we did a very similar thing with the cross-examination debate. So up here, you go back into your worksheet where you chose your resolution, and word for word, you rewrite your resolution statement right up there at that top line, so that we can all see or I can see what your resolution is. Remember that if you are on the affirmative side, your resolution statement will be, I affirm the resolution that the United States, oops, this is a little bit slower, United States government should, and then whatever your thing is. Remember, if you're on the negate side, the negative side, then it's I negate the resolution that the United States government should. After this is the part that you copy directly from the worksheet. The United States government should, whatever it said on that worksheet. Both of you then should have both opponents should have the same resolution statement up there. The only difference is this word right here, affirm or negate. Good? All right, and then go to your value premise worksheet that we looked at. Think about whatever your resolution statement is, and I want you to choose 3 values that you could use in your debate. And in the boxes right here, you're going to include the value like civilization and the definition of that appears on the worksheet. and explain why that's a good reason for it. So, like I said with the poverty thing, um, civilizations that have reached a certain level of development should provide help for people who are less well off than others. That would go into that value explanation. So basically, you're going to end up with like maybe 3 sentences in each box. You're going to present the value, you're going to define the value from the worksheet, and then 1 or 2 sentences, you're going to explain why that's so important for whatever your resolution is. Okay, and that is your assignment for today. It should take you maybe 15 to 20 minutes to do. You also want to think while you're filling it out is like, I want to choose values that will go well with my contentions. Now, if later, while you're working on your Lincoln Douglas debate, you say to yourself, man, those values that I chose before don't really work as well as I thought they could, you don't have to stick with the ones that you choose today. Today is just getting you started thinking about your resolution. Okay? All right. I am going to close out this video, and hopefully everything's going well with you at home. And I will see you checking in again tomorrow. Remember, you need to check in before noon, and I take attendance every day by 2 p.m. By 2 p.m., all attendance needs to be in. So not at 2 p.m., but I have to have it in, like put into the computer by 2 p.m. So make sure you're checking in at noon. Okay? Have a good day and take care of yourselves and take care of your family.